It's funny how not always does a world championship level of competitive ability translate to teaching, and it really is a skill within itself and an art within itself. What do you feel helped you become a better instructor, and what do you think separates someone that can't express their instruction as well as someone that can?
There's few things I think that puts a good instructor above the average, or even pushes him up to the outstanding or phenomenal. Or there's a handful of names that you can drop that, you hear them and I was like, oh yeah, that guy, like I would go and learn from that guy no matter what, and as an instructor myself, I'm driving to, in some small way become that kind of teacher, where people want to go and listen to you simply because your way how you present that information, right? So let's talk about what makes a good instructor. When I look at competitor versus instructor, competitor, I would find somebody who is selfish, somebody who takes care of me. When you compete, when one competes, whoever it is, it's all about them. Nobody else matters. It's about their getting us ready, them showing up to that event, them competing, and them performing at that point of time, at that location, to the highest performance that they can possibly be to achieve the result that they are seeking. Nothing else matters. Now, when you're an instructor, it's selfless. That means I don't matter. No, it's all about my students. It's all about the people who came here. So whatever I'm feeling right now, whatever problems I have, whatever is in my mind, that's irrelevant. That needs to leave right now, because these guys are here to listen to me. And in some sense, that's very, very difficult. Unfortunately, there's a lot of instructors out there who have this very selfish mentality of, this is what I do, this is how we're going to do it, everything else is wrong. And they don't, hopefully yet, but they don't have that ability to have an open communication with their students. They don't have the ability to relay that information. And it's very difficult, I think, to do all of this, despite whether they're good or not. It's hard to do it because what's in our heads is not the same what's coming out. And it's definitely not the same what the person on the other side is receiving. And that is difficult. So we have to go through these layers. So whatever I'm cataloging in my mind, however I'm processing this motion or this transition or this submission, this technique, I need to now articulate it. I have to vocalize it somehow, so that person who receives the information, they can understand what I'm saying, and then they need to translate this into their own comprehension level, their own language. Because we all think differently. We all different humans. We process this information. There are students who are very visual. There are students who need to drill 50 billion times. And there are students who will look at the video and they can execute it flawlessly. So when you're in a room of 50 students, how the hell do you know who comprehends how? See, that now this is the hard part for the instructors. So part of the things that I always looked up to, or when I looked at other instructors, how they are presenting their information, it's almost like being on a stage. It's almost like a play. It's almost like an act. You have to create this story. You have to create this presentation where your students can receive that information, they can take that information and process it in their own way, not only from a comprehension perspective, but also so they can understand it, seal it, and then repeat it again. So, it is not so easy, in my opinion, at least. Anybody can watch a YouTube video and anybody can repeat 5 steps. That's not teaching, in my opinion. That's not. Teaching is when you teach a concept, when you relay a concept to your student, and now they can teach somebody else. Now they have full comprehension of what just happened. They have understanding. They can actually answer questions. They might not have all the answers, but they understand what just happened. And that is a different level of teaching.
That was really well said, man. I really like how you related it to the concept of putting on a performance, and I think that really is an interesting way to look at it, because at the end of the day, you have these set things that you're trying to express to someone. You're trying to really get them to absorb specific principles or concepts or techniques or whatever it is you're going over for the day, and how you communicate it is going to determine whether or not it gets absorbed. And so I think that that's a really cool way that you put it. That you think of it as putting on a performance that you want to make sure resonates with the people that are watching and paying attention. It's very, very, very insightful, man.
Think about it this way. Teachers in school, before they go and teach a second or first or fifth or eighth grade, they have to go to years of college to learn how to teach. In Jiu-Jitsu, we get a gold medal. We have 2 stripes on our white belt, and we are already instructors.
Yeah, some better than others. Yeah.
You know what I mean. The moment you get that second stripe on your white belt, man, you know everything.
Man, you're coaching from the sidelines.
You're conquering the world.
Exactly. Correcting everyone's technique.